put a new battery in.
Hey, Devadas.
Oh, I don't want to.
Oh my God! It's
Might move your on his beard.
Yeah.
Yes, hello everybody. My name is Devadas, and I must say to begin with that I think you are very blessed and fortunate to come across, especially you young people who haven't tried so many practices before. You're very blessed to get to this great freedom teaching, because it is the oldest teaching and it is very clear and it is super simple. So enjoy not having to search for 1,000 gurus and side tracks innumerable available on the spiritual market here in India. I like to tell, for the old timers, I like to tell my story a little bit. I hitchhiked to India in 1967 from Sweden. It took 6 weeks. And I came to Kathmandu. I had a button on my jacket saying, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. And I was carrying Buddhist scriptures, and I went to the Tibetan lamas in... do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I went to the Tibetan lamas in Kathmandu, and I was hanging out with them. But no one could speak really much English, and so there was no... being with them was beautiful, but I couldn't get any teaching really. I went back to Sweden, and I went 4 times to India. I spent 4 winters guru shopping, so I've been like 40 years of guru shopping. I went around India then, and I met many gurus. I was dancing with Prabhupada, the guru of these Hare Krishna people running the show here, and I must say, if you dance and sing, there is not much opportunity to follow points of views. So try that. That's also beautiful. And then I had one question to all the gurus that I went around: how to quiet the mind, because to me the mind is a great factory of problems and solutions and points of views. So how to quiet the mind was my question. So I ended up in Bombay sitting with OSHO. This was before he was known. We were like 10 hippies on the floor in his library. And he was teaching the meditation techniques from Shiva. Shiva is Buddha's meditation teacher. The tradition of Shiva is much older than Buddhism. And one day he was explaining 112 meditation techniques, Osho. That was the SHIVA Sutras. One day there was this technique, wherever your mind is wandering, internally or externally, at this very place, this. And when this, resting in this thisness, my question disappeared: how to quiet the mind. Because allowing wherever your mind is wandering, internally or externally, and letting that be, and just be with the thisness. And then I did, then that question dropped. But I also went to Goenkaji. You know, he started the Vipassana tradition. And in Vipassana tradition, you sit and watch the points of views go like clouds in the sky. You don't follow the clouds, but you just let them come and go. And these are also like points of views. And I went home to Sweden after that and started an ashram, and we were conducting Vipassana retreats for many years. And we were teaching this and other meditation techniques, the whole concept of health food and growing your own food and alternative living. Now, I was in Rishikesh 2007, and I have a yoga teacher there. Anyway, my tradition is to get up in the morning, go to the Ganga, and go into my room, do yoga, and then I go for breakfast. Now, my friends were telling me, you have to check this Great Freedom teaching out. And it was like 10 o'clock, I think, then, and it was not in my schedule. So, but anyway, I'm very curious. This is one thing that I think when Jesus says that we should become like children, it means that we should stay curious, because being curious, children are very curious. They're like checking everything out. So I went to check this out also, and I must say, the first 3 times I listened to these videos, I fell asleep. I relaxed, as you know, it's a very relaxed kind of teaching. So I relaxed and I dozed off, and I came back. But I had a sense, this is nectar. I felt it, because when you hear something spoken that is true, you feel it in your heart. You know it already. So it was the same with OSHO, and the same with Goenka, but this was "Be blessed once more" was it was special. And so I bought an MP3 CD that I had, and when I came home to Sweden, I put it on repeat, and it was going for like a week in my house. And in the garden, because I have a stereo, the loudspeakers in the garden too. So, and it was going all the time, night and day. And I was going in and out of the house and out of the house, and I was listening and listening. And for being a Swedish person, there is a lot of words that I have to look up in the dictionary, like contrived and uncontrived. You have to rest this awareness in an uncontrived way. And do you know what that means? It's natural without force, you know. Effort, they speak about effortless effort, you know, in the Zen. So this is as I understood it. And then what happened then? I did the 12 inquiries that we're going to do. That was last year in April. And there was one thing that Kathy was saying, which kind of brought the whole thing, you know, like a fisherman have a net out, and then he brings the whole thing back in the boat, you know. And it was like that, you know. She said that there is no empty mirror outside of awareness. And suddenly I saw that there is no difference between the clouds in the sky and awareness, and that the clouds in the sky is the dynamic energy of awareness. And it was and it was like there was a shift, but I have been, in meantime, I've been working, you know, 30 years with school teacher, and I've been having in Sweden. So I had like 9, 10, 11-year-old children as my gurus. And if you want to survive being a school teacher, you have to have a safe place to rest, you know. So I was always resting in amness, in thisness, and awareness, but I didn't use the word awareness, but all the techniques from Shiva is talking about resting as awareness. So that's what I want to say, that the sum of all the teachings of Buddha and of Shiva and is awareness, and to rest as awareness. And when Candice talks about it, she does it in a very, very simple way and a very clear way. Now some say she has a voice, her voice, someone said her voice, and it was also for me, you know. And then I said, well, Bob Dylan, you know, I mean, some people say he can't sing, you know. and you listen to any cover, other artist singing Bob Dylan songs, you know, it's no good, you know. I mean, there is something in Bob Dylan's voice which is like the tone, the poetry, the meaning that he's conveying in the voice, and it's the same with Candy. So now I just love to listen to the downloads. I just love her voice. Sometimes she's like soothing, like talking to a cat or something. So I listen to the downloads in my going to bed as a nighttime story, and it's beautiful. So I congratulate you to having the sense of curiosity to come here and enjoy this clear, beautiful teaching.
Thank you, Devadas.